passage from the gospel that we heard today, from the Gospel of Luke, the 17th chapter, has to do with gratitude. And I need to go through a little bit of what it meant to be a leper in the first century to explain why it is that one reaction is so different from the others, and it leads to what Jesus says to that leper, the one who responded. So in our gospel passage, we have 10 lepers. The thing to remember is that leprosy was highly contagious, and it could result in fatalities because people would get skin infections, and that was one of the easiest ways to die before antibiotics. You get skin infection. And what lepers had to do, they were not supposed to, what I'm saying now is based on Leviticus and the requirements for ritual purity and when people could be clean or unclean. A leper was not allowed to live in a town with people. The leper had to live outside of where other people lived. The leper was not supposed to comb his or her hair. Instead, the hair was supposed to be long and matted. And the leper was supposed to wear something like sackcloth and ripped clothing. And that was a visual cue. That meant if you saw that person, you knew, I can't get close enough to touch that person. I'm going to keep my distance. The lepers were also required to shout out, I am unclean. That was a requirement of the law. And it sounds harsh, except if you've got a village that maybe has an outbreak of leprosy, you can have lots of people die. And so this was a way to, basically, it was a way to avoid contagion. How terrible it had to be, though, if you were a leper, where you had to give people visual cues from your appearance as well as calling out to let them know that you had this disease so that they would not catch it. And one day, Jesus was approached by 10 lepers.